She smirked as she slapped the ticket on my windshield, her badge gleaming like a cheap prop. Little did Officer Hoa know, I'd been running traffic enforcement for a decade, and her little scam was about to crash harder than a rush hour pileup. The morning started like any other in the concrete jungle of Ashwood City. I was late for a meeting, nursing a lukewarm coffee, when my phone buzzed with an urgent text from my deputy. Another fake cop sighting. Boss. Corner of 5th and Maple. I sighed, picturing some wannabe in a knockoff uniform, preying on distracted drivers. It wasn't new, Ashwood had its share of grifters, but it was personal now. As head of the Traffic Enforcement Division, I'd made it my mission to clean up this mess. Little did I know, I was about to meet the Queen of Cons herself. I pulled my unmarked sedan into a lot near 5th Street, scanning the intersection. That's when I saw her HOA, mid-30s, strutting like she owned the block. Her tactical vest screamed authority, but the stitching was off, the badge too shiny. She was lecturing a nervous teenager, waving a ticket like a winning lottery stub. The kid fumbled for his wallet, clearly rattled. My blood boiled. I parked, stepped out, and let her notice me. Game on. Problem. Officer, I called, leaning casually against my car. Hua's head snapped up, her eyes narrowing. She sized me up suit, no tie, badge clipped to my belt. Her smirk didn't falter, but I caught a flicker of unease. Just doing my job. Sir, she said, her voice syrupy with fake charm. This your vehicle parked in a no zone. She scribbled on her pad, tore off a ticket, and slapped it under my wiper. Pay within 30 days, or it's court. I glanced at the ticket. Sloppy handwriting, wrong department logo, no official stamp. Amateur hour. Bold move, I said, folding my arms. Writing fake tickets in broad daylight. You got a name. Officer. I let the question hang, watching her squirm. Hoa, she snapped, jutting her chin. And you're obstructing justice. Move along, or I'll have you towed. The crowd was growing now, phones out, whispers spreading. A vendor across the street shook his head, muttering about that cop hitting up his stall last week. Whose scam was bigger than I thought? Here's the thing. Hua, I said, stepping closer. I'm Jack Carver, head of traffic enforcement. And you're not a cop. Her smirk froze. The crowd gasped, a ripple of shock turning to murmurs of anger. Hua's eyes darted, searching for an exit. But the onlookers were closing in, their patience gone. You're lying, she hissed. But her voice cracked. She fumbled for her radio a prop. No doubt, but I held up a hand. Don't. You're already in deep. Forging tickets, impersonating an officer. That's prison time. I pulled out my phone. Dialing dispatch. I need a unit at 5th and Maple. Suspect detained. Hua's bravado crumbled. This is a mistake, she shouted. Backing up. I'm legit, check my badge. But the crowd wasn't buying it. A woman in a deli apron yelled, she got me for $200 last month. A biker chimed in, took my cash, said it was a fine. The air crackled with rage, years of frustration boiling over. Hua wasn't just a fake cop. She was a symbol of every petty tyrant who'd ever bullied this neighborhood. I kept my eyes on her, calm but firm. You picked the wrong city. Hua. Ashwood's done with scams. She lunged for her car, a beat-up sedan parked nearby. But the crowd surged, blocking her path. Someone tossed a soda can, missing her by inches. Thief, a voice shouted. The scene was turning ugly, and I had to act fast. Enough, I barked, stepping between Ho and the mob. Back off. She's done. But we do this, right? The crowd hesitated, their anger simmering but held at bay. Hua sank to her knees, hands up, her fake badge glinting in the sun. Pathetic, but I felt no pity. She'd preyed on the vulnerable, banking on their fear. Now, karma was cashing in. Squad cars rolled up, lights flashing. Real officers cuffed Hua, her protests drowned by the crowd's cheers. As they led her away, she shot me a venomous look. "This isn't over, Carver." She spat. I shrugged. "Tell it to the judge." The aftermath was chaos. News vans swarmed Fifth Street, cameras capturing the crowd's mix of triumph and exhaustion. Social media exploded. Hashtags like Wash Shosh Fake Cop HOA and Ashwood Fights Back trending by noon. The ticket scam unraveled fast. HOA had been at it for months, raking in thousands. Her department was a P.O. box, her badge a $10 knockoff. But the real damage was deeper trust in law enforcement, already fragile. Took another hit. I spent the next week in meetings, fielding calls from outraged citizens and skeptical reporters. HOA's arrest was a win, but it exposed cracks in the system. How had she operated so long? Why hadn't we caught her sooner? The public wanted answers, and they deserved them. At a town hall, I faced a packed room, their faces a mix of hope and distrust. "HOA's gone," I said, gripping the podium. "But she's a symptom, not the disease. We're overhauling enforcement, more transparency, better oversight. No one should fear a badge, real or fake." The room was silent. Then a single clap broke the tension, followed by more. It wasn't forgiveness, but it was a start. Behind closed doors, the fight was messier. My team dug into HOA's network, uncovering a web of lowlifes selling fake credentials. We busted 3 more imposters that month, each arrest fueling public debate. Some called us heroes, others accused us of damage control. A viral op-ed claimed HOA was a victim of a broken system, sparking protests outside City Hall. I read the piece, shaking my head. HOA wasn't a victim, she was a predator. But the criticism stung, forcing me to question our methods. One night, staring at case files, I found a photo of HOA from her arrest. No smirk, just a hollow stare. She'd been a paralegal once, fired for ethics violations. What turned her into this greed desperation? I didn't care. But the question lingered. People weren't born monsters, they became them, and Ashwood had a knack for breeding them. The city changed after HOA. We rolled out body cams, cracked down on corruption, and set up a hotline for scam reports. Complaints dropped, trust crept back, but the scars remained. At a diner, an old man gripped my hand, thanking me for taking out that fake. A kid slipped me a drawing of a cop with devil horns, labeled HOA, progress, but not perfection. HOA's trial was a circus. She pleaded guilty, got 7 years. The courtroom buzzed with victims, their stories a grim litany of extortion and fear. HOA sat stone-faced, her vest long gone. I watched from the back, feeling no joy. Justice was served, but the cost was high. Ashwood would heal, but it'd take time. Driving home that night, I passed 5th and Maple. The lot was quiet, no fake cops in sight. A wooden crate sat by the curb, scrawled with faded marker, "Fake cop, real karma." I smiled grimly. HOA was gone, but her lesson lingered. Power, real or fake, came with a price. And in Ashwood, we were done paying it. This city's yours to protect. Stand up, speak out, and never let a HOA batch you into silence.